Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back at one of my undisclosed locations because guess what? We have a Jeep product that many of you have been asking me for. This is a 2020 Jeep Compass high altitude trim 4x4. But before we dive into this compact SUV, let's talk a little bit about the Compass. So the Compass has been around since 2007. We are now in the second generation of this vehicle, and Jeep is really bringing everything that they know very well about 4x4 capability into this smaller compact size. Now remember, the Cherokee and Grand Cherokee, especially the Grand Cherokee is going to be larger vehicle. This has your 5-row seating capacity, plus you're going to get lots of cargo space. But I really think, like I said, at the end of the day, underneath all that sheet metal is a 4x4 system that really can get you through some tough terrain. So let's go ahead, dive into this 2020 Jeep Compass high altitude 4x4 and see, is it that right compact SUV, that crossover SUV for you? Right off the bat, love the styling. It looks like a miniature Jeep Grand Cherokee. I really like the direction that they went with the second generation from the first generation. You can see headlight design, you got your projector beam style headlight, LED daytime running lamps. That white inside the housing actually gives it a very, very unique look, and I really think that it was smart the way they gave it a little bit of design here, not only in the front fascia, but also the headlight housing itself. You drop down, you have more exterior lighting, some fog lamps, a little bit of fake vent here, which I'm gonna zonk, especially because it's on the curved section of this area. Should have just went smooth, but the nice thing is it's flat black, so it's gonna take a beating very nicely over time. As you drop down, you have more flat black. We come across that iconic 7-slot grille. The bad news is that this is all blocked off, so it's not functional, so that's going to be another zonk. But where you're gonna get maximum airflow is I really like this additional opening that they have here. Gives it a nice muscular look. You drop down, this is all fully functional, flat black from one side to the other, blends in very nicely, especially with this bright metallic silver. Now, when we get up onto the hood, you do have your Jeep badging. It's really nice because it's like a gunmetal metallic gray. Simple on the body lines. 2 raised sections kind of curve over, and then you have the other almost like a U, which goes towards the A-pillars. As we come around the bend, we're working with a special wheel and tire setup on this high altitude trim Compass. So this is a 19-inch wheel. Love the color, mimics that Jeep badging up front and the grille design. 235 on the width, nice 45 series sidewall, and you got plenty of room between the top of the tire, inside the fender. And I like the addition. I think it looks good on this Compass to have that flat black, gives it that rugged SUV look that many people are looking for. Now, as we go down the side, you have color match mirror caps, slim and trim on the turn signals in the housings. And I think my favorite part about this particular Compass is the two-tone color motif. I think that blacked out roof fits it to a T, especially the way it comes all the way down the A-pillar. You have your Compass badging, all that nice flat metallic gunmetal gray. Down below, the way that flat black kind of comes into that lower sill area, and very nice high belt line, little bit of gloss black, everything else flat. And then you're gonna have these 2 low roof rails. You get the crossbars, you could put your kayak up there, your mountain bike. I'm 6 feet tall, so gonna be easy to get it strapped down and take it on and off compared to a larger SUV. We keep working our way back. I really like the way that they do the rear pillar. It's very Jeep-esque with their SUVs. Nice little corner window back here, let some light in. There's that belt line. And as we come around the back, what are we working with? Look at the way this kind of flows down into that back hatch area. You have a very nice extended roof spoiler, all nice and flat. I am gonna zonk that antenna up there. It reminds me of a remote control car, but everything else very Jeep. Like I said, that Jeep-esque SUV. We got our nice badging, very tasteful LED brake lights in the housings, your 4x4 badge, super clean. Get rid of this. I don't know why this has to be here. Just keep it nice and smooth. And on our particular high altitude, I do like the dual exhausts on one side, the 2 tips, nice slash cut. Why don't we go ahead, let's open up the hood and see what's powering this Compass. All right, guys, we have the hood up. There is a prop rod. I wish that the prop rod was a little bit further over to the side. Underneath the hood is that 2.4 liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, 180 horsepower, 175 pound-feet of torque. Great news is no CVT. You get a 9-speed automatic transmission. This Jeep Compass with the 4x4 weighs around 4,700 pounds. MPGs, you're gonna get a nice return. 22 in the city, 30 on the highway. Sluggish 0 to 60, almost 10 seconds 0 to 60, but that's not what the vehicle is about. This is a compact crossover SUV to help get you through some of that terrain. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what that high altitude trim brings to the table. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Jeep Compass high altitude 4x4. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I'm liking this second gen Compass. It seems about the right size. I like that 4x4 capability. How much is this? MSRP is right around $38,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, the door panels, I like the nice soft touch material across the whole top. The armrest has some nice leather style material with the contrast stitching. There is a small pocket there, but you could easily fit a Whopper and a bottle of Dr. Pepper. And this one has the optional Alpine sound system. A little bit of silver trim makes it very tasteful. Now, when you get to the dash, soft material, I like how far forward the dash is. That silver they brought from the door panel around the AC vents, around your infotainment system. You have that great working, fine functioning 8.4 Uconnect system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Get into your climate controls, full touchscreen. This does have dual climate control, and check it out, ventilated seats. I'm definitely putting that back on high. Heated seats as well, and heated steering wheel. Of course, you have your navigation. There's your map. Let me throw it into reverse. What are we working with? You do have your nice backup camera with trajectory, and I do like the way they put the little line in the middle there for when you are backing into certain locations and whatnot. But nice to have the trajectory there. We drop down. If you don't want to touch the screen, you do have your radio control knobs here. You could shut the screen off, which is a nice touch. And then you have your AC controls down here as well as in the Uconnect system. Now, speaking of Connect, you got a USB and aux jack and a 12 volt, which is really nice. Little tiny cubby here. I've been putting my garage door opener. You could put a couple Jolly Ranchers. This is really where Jeep earns its keep. You have your lockable 4x4 system here. Right now I have it in auto, but then you have your different modes, snow, sand, and mud, and I'll show you more of that when we get to the business side of things. 9-speed automatic transmission, a little bit of leather. That silver trim is nice. I like the way they give you the cargo net on the side for emergency Twinkie so you don't get hangry. Maybe put a Snickers in there. Keep working your way back. You got your 2 cup holders. Nice high armrest. The good news is too is that it slides, and of course you open it up and you could easily take about 10 Twinkies, stand them up, put them right in there. Seats, like the nice leather material, the Jeep logo kind of embossed there, and then you have the stitch work, ventilated and heated, and of course power assist for both the passenger and the driver. And then probably one of my favorite things about the interior, and I'll slide it back even a little bit further, is that you have this wonderful sized panoramic sunroof so that everybody could catch some rays, get a little bit of vitamin D. Auto dimming mirror. Other than that, good seating position, lots of headroom. Coming over the business end, I want to show you around this thick wrapped steering wheel of the Jeep Compass. All right, guys, business time. You do have 2 memory seat settings that you have conveniently placed on the door, and then of course all your seat controls are easily located right on the side. Key fob. You have your Jeep key fob, that wonderful name, so much history. Flip it around, you have remote start. You could pop the hatch remotely. Of course, your panic button when you're freaking out. And then steering wheel. The thickness is great. Horn button, tasteful with the Jeep logo. You got flat black on the buttons. All the safety features, your lane keep assist, your blind spot monitoring. And then the gauge instrumentation is some of my favorite. I like that nice analog tach, speedometer, and then in the center you have that beautiful TFT display where you could actually toggle through a cornucopia of information. Really nice, easy to look at. You got your fuel gauge and coolant gauge, so they got you covered. Oh, before you leave, let me show you the different driving modes. So when you come back to that center display, just like I showed you before, you turn that knob, you could go into snow. Look at that. Jingle bells, Merry Christmas. Then we could go into sand. And I like the way it has an image of your vehicle mud, you got to get it to the car wash right away. And then of course you can lock that 4-wheel drive system. So right now I have it in auto mode. Nice, clean, clear graphics. The way they pull the A-pillars far apart, very, very nicely done. And then there's also tons of Easter eggs. I'm gonna have Tom come around to the front windshield and show you the Willie's Jeep right here in the corner. It's interesting. If you spend some time, there's lots of little Easter eggs where they honor the whole Jeep heritage. But why don't we get to that back seat and see, are your passengers, your little soldiers, are they gonna love riding in your Jeep? All right, guys, back seat time. Check it out. You got plenty of room. The seats are comfy back here. Plenty of headroom, even with the panoramic sunroof. The leather comes all the way around. You have a pocket, nice large pockets. You could carry that dictionary around with you, maybe a couple pieces of the Encyclopedia Britannica, and do your reading on your trips. 2 AC vents, and look, they got you covered. USB and a 12-volt, and I have a pocket for my dictionary over here as well. Lots of leg room. Feeling good? How about the armrest? Boom. Look at that. Nice, soft 2 cup holders. Flip it back. Let's go ahead and check out that cargo area and see how much room we have in the Jeep Compass. All right, guys, time to open up that back hatch area. Push the button, opens up. It's on the medium to slower side, but the good news is, look at the room. Even with the seats up, you're looking at 27.2 cubic feet of space. Fold the seats down, you're looking at almost 60 cubic feet of space. Nice to have the button to open and close the hatch, real easily, conveniently located. And then you have a 12-volt, a nice little spot for some Twinkies. And then of course, folding down the seats, piece of cake. Look at that. That's almost 60 cubic feet of space. Boom. And then underneath the cargo liner, we just pick that up, and there you have your spare. So that is nice that they actually have you covered with a spare. It's inside, it's not underneath. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part of any Radies Rides review. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Jeep Compass for a spin. All right, guys, we left our undisclosed location. We're in the 2020 Jeep Compass, high altitude with the 4x4. This is the highest trim. Pulling away, nice smooth transmission. Visibility is awesome. Out back, you do have the larger headrests, but even with the larger headrest, it's still great visibility, good side mirrors. Steering wheel has a nice feel to it. What I like about it is that if you're just driving on regular asphalt, leave it in auto mode, the 4x4 system, and just let it do its thing. You have your navigation, your Apple CarPlay. I love the Uconnect system, that 8.4-inch screen from Jeep that they also put into the other FCA products like Dodge and whatnot, but easy to use. And having the ventilated seats, having the AC working so great, and all the controls can either be done through the infotainment system or through actual knobs and switches is a nice touch as well. Going down the road, the suspension soaks up bumps very nicely, very, very smooth, and not a lot of road noise, which is nice. Let's go ahead and get on throttle a little bit and see how that acceleration is. So on throttle, 9-speed drops down. So definitely, like I said, when we were talking about underneath the hood, not meant to be a barn burner 0 to 60, but as you're going down the road and you get on throttle to maybe pass somebody or go on an on-ramp, it is building steam just fine with that turbocharged 2.4 inline 4 turbocharged engine. So that's good news about that. But really, seating position is nice. You have the 8-way electric adjustable seats for both the passenger and the driver, so you can get them to fit to your body type very nicely, and just overall very smooth. Going on the road here on throttle, here's where you feel you gotta wait for the boost to kick in and everything, where that acceleration, you really feel it. But if you're doing 35, 40 miles an hour and then you have to get up to speed a little quicker, it isn't as bad as from a slower roll. But I think the thing that I like the most about the driving aspect of this Compass is just how smooth and comfortable the seats are, and how just smooth the SUV drives down the road. And then obviously, if we had the ability to take this off-road, to put it into a situation where we could test out those different drive modes, and having a locking center diff, that really is nice setup to have. You know, in these traffic situations, what's really nice about the Compass is its size. It's very easy to maneuver, and with the great visibility, you're able to navigate through traffic nicely, and I think this is a nice in-between. Instead of going Grand Cherokee, going the Compass route, especially this high elevation trim, you're getting, or excuse me, high altitude trim, you're getting all the features that you want and the amenities, but in a nice smaller package, which is great. But going down the highway here, super smooth, super compliant, and I think that's just gonna allow you to enjoy the driving aspect of this Jeep a little bit more. All right, guys, hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of the Jeep Compass. We are gonna get back to our undisclosed location and wrap this one up, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a fun time with this Jeep Compass. So glad that we could bring this to you because I know a lot of you were looking for this particular model. Want to thank Kim, everybody at FCA for allowing Rady's Rides access to their vehicles. Is this a standout compact SUV? I think if you're looking for one that has a really good 4x4 system, Jeep is doing the business in that category. And the way that they cleaned up the lines and made the lines a little bit more muscular at the same time for this second generation, I think really makes a lot of people happy, and that's why a lot of you are interested in this vehicle. But if it's SUVs like these compact crossover SUVs that you want to keep seeing on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Motioner, helping me sweat it out in the sun and get this Jeep Compass for all of you. So thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.